Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be sharing with you this bold-ish, pretty bold makeup look. And I used a lot of new fun stuff that I got in my Boxycharm, hint hint. So yeah, if you guys want to see how I got this makeup look, then keep on watching. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm actually going to do is use this $1 Billion Eyebrows pencil that I got in my Boxycharm. And I am going to do this off camera because brows take forever, so I'll be right back. So one thing I do want to say about this brow pencil, I found it to be a little bit too creamy, and it was a little bit messy because since the pencil itself was so creamy, you would go to brush it out and it would kind of leave the marks of the pencil where you would brush. So that was the only thing. I do feel like the color is a little bit too reddish. I don't know if it's picking it up on camera. Oh, but okay, let me zoom you guys in because, oh, excuse my nails. But that right there is the mark of the pencil. So I kept having to go in with my finger to blend it away. I mean, I do need to get my eyebrows done, that's a fact. But I did feel like it got a little bit messy because as soon as you're like trying to blend out the product, it would just make it kind of go all over the place. So yeah, I do feel like if you don't have a lot of brow hair, this seems like it might be very runny. And people with oily skin, if you guys are like really trying to draw in your eyebrows, I kind of feel like this might not be as long lasting. So I don't know, we'll see. And again, this is the $1 Billion brows. Okay, so next I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids for eyeshadow, and I'm going to use this Revlon Color Stay Cream Eyeshadow in the color 705. And I really like this, and I use it a lot on clients because it does help form a base under the eyeshadows, so it creates a more long-lasting finish. Also, look at this. Hold on. Yep. Can you see that? So shiny. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that, not so much all, I mean, I'm gonna put it over my eyelid, but not all the way up to my brow bone. And I am applying it with my finger. I just find that this is the most pigmented way for it to go on. And I'm not mad if it gets in the inner corners because I'm gonna highlight there anyways. Now the next thing I'm super excited about, this is the palette that I got in my Boxycharm this month. This is the Rainforest of the Sea eyeshadow palette. And can you see? It's all shimmers. So that's the only thing. It is only shimmers, so I do have to use another palette to find like a crease color. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm gonna go with my butter bronzer, and this is actually the Sun-Kissed bronzer. So it has a little bit of a warmer tone to it. I'm not sure if you can tell. And then I'm gonna go in with this Kiko Ice 200 brush. It's a super fluffy brush, and I'm going to start applying that basically all over my crease. So with this color, I'm bringing it in all the way from the front of my eyebrow to the end of my eye, and I do kind of blend it out. You want to make sure that here towards the end, you don't really have any harsh lines. So when you deposit color, just make sure to blend that out. So this right here for me would be good for like a daytime eyeshadow look. But we are gonna go in with the Rainforest of the Sea eyeshadow palette. And I have a really fun lip to pair with this, so I think I'm gonna go for this sort of, I don't know, copper-ish color. I'm gonna use the color right here, and that is the color Reef. And I love that the name of the colors are actually on the front of the palette. I think that's really cool. And to apply these shimmer eyeshadows, I'm gonna try to just go in with a brush like this one. This is a flat shader brush. This one's so good to use for shimmery eyeshadows. You can spray it with Fix Plus, and this is actually a concealer brush. So this is a concealer F75 from Sigma, and if you guys ever are wondering, okay, and if you guys are ever wondering what brushes to buy and you will have the budget for it, Sigma is for sure the way to go. It's a little pricey, but I feel like it's so worth it. I've never had to throw away any brushes. I just keep buying more because they're so good. Okay, so I'm picking up the Reef color in the Rainforest of the Sea palette. I am gonna start towards the end of my brow, eyelid, because I realized that it's a little bit darker than I wanted. When it comes to using brushes like this and using a shimmer eyeshadow, it's definitely better to just pat. It'll help reduce the amount of fallout that you get under your eyes, and it also will help the eyeshadow go on more pigmented. Now, as you can see, when I get closer to my crease, because this is pointed, it's really easy to just go in and kind of like round it out. And I'm going to the next side and do the same thing. And I'm gonna go back in with the first brush, the Kiko brush. I'm going to run it on a paper towel just to make sure I don't have anything on there. And I'm gonna start blending the Reef color into my crease. So now that they are even, I want to add a little bit more definition towards the end. So I'm gonna grab my Dose of Colors Friendcation palette, and I am gonna grab a smaller blending brush. This is also from Sigma. This is a blending E25. These are so old, the numbers are like coming off, but again, best brushes ever. And I think I'm gonna go in with the Churro color right here at the bottom. So this is going to be a deeper crease color. So I'm gonna start at the end of my crease and work it in. My stomach is growling, so I gotta do this quick. Again, gonna go back in with a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to blend out the ends mainly. Okay, now to add actual definition to my lash line, I'm gonna go in with this MAC pencil. This is in the color Smolder, such a classic, but so good. And this is an eye kohl pencil, and I'm basically just gonna run that through my lash line as close as I can, and then we're gonna smudge it out. So I am gonna use this Nightingale Pretty Vulgar palette, and I'm gonna use the color All Nighter, which is the darkest one. It's such a dark brown that it's almost black, but not quite. So I'm gonna use the color right here, and I'm going to run that super close to my lash line with this Alamar Cosmetics brush, and this is a completely flat brush. And I'm not sure, I know this is from the Ojitos set, but I don't think it has a specific name for this brush. So I'm going to grab the color, the All Nighter color. Make sure you tap it so you don't have a ton of fallout. And now I'm gonna press it on the eyeliner. So you can see the difference between this eye and this eye. I'm like trying to get close. But yeah, you can see the difference. This one looks a lot darker. It's already starting to look a little bit thicker than this one. I'm actually gonna go in and do a little flick with this. eyeshadow with the eyeshadow. Another thing you guys could definitely do is just put a little bit of tape so you get a very sharp line there. I do like to do that from time to time, but I feel like I might get this. I might do it. And that we have that little flick. Now I'm going to attempt to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now that both sides are semi-even, I'm gonna even them out using cotton rounds and micellar water. Back to the Rainforest of the Sea palette. I'm gonna use the color Sand, and I actually swatched it a little bit and it turns out that it's a matte color, but I'm gonna apply that right under my brow bone. And I am using a Luxie brush. This one's really cute. It's a Luxie 141 mini round brush. So as you can see, it's really nice for detail work. Now I can finally move to my complexion, and I'm gonna use my Belief moisturizer, my Hungarian water essence. I'm gonna use about 2 pumps of that and just press that all over. It literally feels like my skin is drinking a glass of water. So now that my skin is moisturized, I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. I'm going to use about a pump of this. So that's what it looks like. And I feel like the way to go with this primer is to mainly press it in. So this leaves your skin feeling really, really silky and smooth, creating a really nice base for foundation. I'm gonna use these Japanesque face sponges. I'm really excited to try these out. I've never used them before. This one is sort of like an angled sponge. You can see that. And this one's just this really cool like marble effect. So I'm actually going to try this one out. And the first thing I'm going to use is my Fenty Beauty foundation. I am in the color 230. So I'm going to pump that in the back of my hand. I'm going to do about 2 pumps. And I'm going to grab that with my sponge and I'm going to start working that in. This foundation has such amazing coverage. It's pretty crazy. Okay, make sure you don't get makeup on your turtleneck like I did. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm wearing a turtleneck. I live in Florida. I will say this sponge is so squishy. I love it. It's so easy. You know how when you try other sponges aside from like the Beauty Blender or Real Techniques, I feel like those are my favorite. They're just so like stiff. This one's so squishy. It doesn't feel like I'm like hurting my face. I'm going to use this Flower Beauty in the color Light Medium, and I do love this concealer. It has such good coverage. This one is at almost like my skin tone, and I'm gonna use that mainly to cover up the darkness, and then I'm gonna use a lighter one to highlight. And now I think I'm gonna use this angled sponge to get under my eyes. So when you use a skin tone color concealer under your eyes, it sort of helps to cancel out darkness. And then I'm gonna go in with the Born This Way concealer, and this is in the color Snow. And actually this is definitely too light for me, so I only use a little bit, and that's why I use the darker Flower Beauty one. But this one, I like to apply it mainly where I'm gonna highlight. So I do feel like this one is a little bit more stiff than the other one, but because of the angle, I don't mind it that much because I'm not using it all over my skin. Now I feel like I'm gonna go back in with this one and blend out everything. This one definitely soaks in more water. I feel like this one's more damp. So I want to keep using it to blend under my eyes and to take away any excess product that I put. And now I'm going to go in with this Cover FX concealer, and this is in the color N Deep 1. And I really like it. I really like this little applicator, and I'm gonna use it to contour. You guys were probably like, what? But yeah, I'm gonna use this to contour, and I love this little applicator. It makes it so easy. So I'm gonna put it right where I wanna contour, and right on top on my forehead. Do a little bit here. Tiny bit right here. I'm gonna go use this sponge because it's still damp. So when you blend out your nose contour, you just want to make sure that you don't get the dark one right in the middle. I put it towards the bottom of my nose and on the sides. I'm actually gonna go in with my Too Faced Primed and Poreless powder. I'm gonna use the same sponge, just run it through to make sure that I don't have any fine lines. I mean, I have fine lines, just not like creasing from the concealer. And I'm going to grab this powder. I'm gonna run it like this, dab it on my hand, and then press down. That's gonna help lock in the concealer. It's gonna help brighten, and it's gonna keep it very, very smooth under your eyes. I'm also just gonna go right on top of my nose, and basically just where I highlighted, and we should be good. I am gonna grab just a big fluffy brush. This one's not that big. I have a bigger one, but okay. I'm gonna basically just blend all of that out. I'm sorry if the light keeps changing. I'm actually not using a ring light today. I decided to film just with natural light, and I can totally tell how different it's looking, but we'll go with it. Okay, so far I'm happy with that. I'm going to use the Butter bronzer in the normal one, the normal shade, and I'm going to use that as a powder contour. I like to do that because it's going to help set the contour that I already have. Okay, and then now I'm gonna go in with the Sunkissed bronzer, and this one I'm gonna use it almost like a blush. I can't see with that. So I'm gonna stop right there. I'm going to use my Josie Maran Argan Enlightenment Illuminizing Veil, and I'm gonna use this really cute brush from Wet n Wild. Oh, by the way, the brush I used for the contour was a Luxie 522 tapered highlighter brush, and I feel like it's good because it's small, so it kind of like gets into the areas that I need. Now with this one, I'm gonna run it on my nose, Cupid's bow, on the high points of my cheeks, I'm gonna go a little bit on my brow bone, not too crazy, right on top. And I feel like just with this one, I can do all of those highlighting points because it's very minimal. Then I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild highlighter, which I love, and it's breaking, so I don't wanna mess with it too much. But that one, I'm gonna keep it a little more concentrated right here. Right here. A little bit on the tip of my nose and on my lips. Now that highlighter, the Wet n Wild highlighter, I'm going to use my little Luxie round brush, and I'm going to add that to the inner corners of my eyes. Okay, so one thing I'm gonna do that I never do, I'm going to use this black eyeliner, run it through the bottom. And now I want to use the Rainforest of the Sea. Actually, no. I'm gonna go in with Dose of Colors, and I'm going to use the color Churro right here to add it to the lower lash line. Kind of like about it is that the eyeliner is sort of mixing in, so it's just making it a little bit deeper. And now I'm gonna go in with the Rainforest of the Sea. I'm going to grab the color Reef. And now I want to grab a clean blending brush. This one, got eyeshadow in my eye. This one is from Luxie as well, and this one is a mini tapered 1-2-1 brush, and it looks like this. It's super mini, I love it. I don't know if you can see it. But then I'm gonna go in and just blend out the bottom. How did that happen? Now the last thing I'm going to do is grab my eyelash curler and put some mascara on. Ooh, the Wonder Beauty Unlashed Mascara. Okay, so the eyes are basically done. My face is done. And now I'm gonna move on to lips, and I actually got this in my Boxycharm. This is an Ofra lipstick in the color Miami Fever, and I'm gonna try it out. I'm actually not sure about how it's gonna look, but let's go for it. Ooh. I'm just gonna spray my face with this Mario Badescu lavender spray just to help the powders and everything kind of sink in. I will say the lip color is a little bolder than what I was going for, but overall, I'm okay with it. I think if I were actually gonna wear this out, I wouldn't wear this outfit or this cute little thing that I got at Forever 21. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a lot bolder than what I was going for originally, but yeah, I really want to do fun looks more, and I actually did an Instagram poll, so if you guys were a part of that, most of you guys voted that you wanted to do like bold, fun makeup rather than natural day-to-day makeup. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!